Hey guys, it's Crystal Renee here. Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, thanks for joining. In this video, I'm going to be doing a little maintenance on my Syngonium Albo. If you're interested, then stay tuned. So I'm just going to jump right off into this. This Syngonium Albo I've had for some time now. I pretty much propped and chopped it because I wanted to create a fuller plant because it was just growing off of one stem. So I did just that, and it has been rooting. As you can see, each cutting has pretty much rooted, and it is about time to pot up. So that is what I'll be doing here in this video. You will see me pot it up. I had this rooting in two different containers. So you will see me pull another piece from another container, and I will be potting them all together as one. First, I'm going to add some soil to the base, and then I will go ahead and add all of the cuttings, arrange them in a way that I feel looks good, and I will backfill it. And pretty much that is what you see me do when I'm potting all my plants up. But if you haven't watched a video of mine yet, then this is your first time seeing how it's done. While I'm doing this, I guess I could give you an update on this plant. It has been growing for some time now, and it grows really well, but it does lose leaves very often, especially leaves that come out almost completely white. They do fall off often, and that is another reason why I wanted to prop and chop this plant, because I felt like it wasn't gonna grow to its full potential if I didn't cut it up and create it to be much fuller. I guess what I'm trying to say is, if I cut it up and give each individual leaf a chance to grow its own set of leaves, then I would have a better chance of having a fuller plant, opposed to just having one stem and the leaves continue to fall off, if that makes sense. So now that each individual cutting is in the place where I find it's best, I'm going to backfill it with soil, and I'm going to gently pat the soil down, not being too rough because you don't want to damage any of the roots, but gently pat it down so that it's firm around the stems, and make sure that it's enough soil to support each stem to stand up firmly on its own. Now remember, when filling your planter with soil, you don't want to fill it to the very, very top of the planter. You want to leave some room for when you water your plant, that it's not running over. So I tend to try to get as much soil in as possible, leaving a little bit of space, because I do notice that once I water, the soil does seep down a bit. Now I think I'm just going to speed this up a bit, because from this point I think it's a bit repetitive, so yeah. Now she's all potted up, and this is the finished look. I think she looks good, and I think she's going to do well in her new home. If you have any questions or suggestions or any comments, just please feel free to leave them below. And if you have any tips for me, because I am new to this plant still, I'm still trying to get used to caring for this plant. So if you have any tips for me on what you think I should do to get the best growth out of this particular plant, please let me know in the comments below as well. Here's a close-up and a few different angles of the plant to give you a better view and idea of what she's looking like in her new home. And I think she's going to do great, as I mentioned earlier. I'm not sure if you noticed while potting up that 2 of the cuttings had already started to bloom new leaves. So I think they're gonna look great once they fully develop and fill in the pot much more. And can't you see that leaf that's almost completely white? It's so gorgeous. But sadly, they do die off fairly quickly. But that's just the nature of this beautiful plant. Well, that is pretty much it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed watching, and if you made it to the end, you are greatly appreciated. As I mentioned earlier, if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please do. And if you can please give this video a thumbs up, I would love that. Hey, don't forget to subscribe to all my social media platforms. And until next time, happy growing.